Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Edgerly, Executive Director for the Alzheimer's Association, and welcome to our first Facebook Live of November. I am so pleased to have a special guest here today, Liam Sheridan. Welcome, Liam.
Hey everyone, happy to be here, and thank you, Elizabeth, for the invite.
Yeah, so how are you involved with the Alzheimer's Association?
So I've been volunteering with the San Francisco Walk to End Alzheimer's for a year and a half now. I first heard about the walk about 3 years ago when I was living in San Diego. Didn't choose to get involved at that point. Waited till I moved to the Bay Area and closer to family so I could have them involved as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing that as part of the committee. I know we'll get into that in a little bit, but thanks for joining me here today. It's really good to have you. So welcome, everyone. We have some hot topics to cover. The first thing I do want to acknowledge, as I do every time we get together, is really just to make sure you all know that there is help out there for you. So as the months go on with us being very careful about COVID and sheltering in place, I know some things are opening up a little bit, but for many of us, we're still pretty much staying close to home. We want to make sure you know help is available. So please reach out to our 24/7 helpline. You see the 800 number there, 800-272-3900. You can call that anytime, night or day, just to get a sense of, are you doing the right things? Do you need any more information, more help? And of course, our website is also a great resource. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. This is National Caregiver Month during November. And so it's especially important that we remember those we love who are caring for individuals in their home or who are advocates for those living in long-term care. We so appreciate all of you who are caregivers. You are heroes, often unsung heroes, and at least for November, we want to call you out and thank you for all that you're doing. I want to, before I jump into the walk, I want to take a moment and talk about some news. Now, many of you are insiders with the Alzheimer's Association, and you may have received an email from our CEO, Harry Johns, about the drug aducanumab. It's a mouthful, but it's not that bad. It's aducanumab. And this is a drug that has been created by Biogen, and it has been in the news. And you might have seen something even yesterday. If you sorted through all that election news, you might have come upon something about an Alzheimer's drug. Well, I wanted to let you know that what the news is around that is that the FDA is going to be holding a hearing on Friday, November 6th, and our Chief Strategy Officer, Dr. Joanne Pike, is going to testify before the FDA as they decide, should we allow this drug to go forward and be available for people to take, or should we go back to the drawing board and have Biogen do another large-scale trial? There's a bit of controversy around the data. Is it strong enough? Is it not strong enough? At this point, as a patient advocacy organization, we are asking the FDA to approve aducanumab so that people have the opportunity to try it. It is so far the only drug that would be available that could be disease altering. It's designed to remove amyloid from the brain and therefore either slow the progression or even potentially stop the progression of Alzheimer's. There are no other drugs right now that are available for people to take that can do that. So this is a big deal, and that's why everybody who's involved with us in any way received an email. We don't know what will happen, and we hope that the FDA has what they need to make a sound decision. Of course, we hope people will get access to it, but we will wait and see. If you would like to tune in to that hearing, we are putting in the chat a link. You can even attend the hearing and listen to Dr. Pike testify. It's very brief, and I'm sure she's in the middle of a large hearing, so I don't know how to hone in on that 2 or 3 minutes that she gets. But this is big news, and if this comes to pass, it will be an amazing time where people might be able to get access to something that could change the course of the disease. So Big deal right now in the Alzheimer's world. But now I'm going to shift gears and actually, Liam, I'd love to talk with you about the walk because things are really different this year with us sheltering in place and being extra careful. So, can you kind of describe what do you see as different this year with this notion of walk is everywhere?
Yeah, it's definitely been a weird year. Everything from planning the walk to actually participating in it this Saturday. From the planning standpoint, as most people are, they're used to going on Zooms now for pretty much anything, everything. So all of our walk meetings have been shifted to Zoom. Some members of the committee who would normally work for logistics, like getting snacks and waters for the walkers, have shifted to other parts of the team, like mission team or marketing. So definitely a shift in membership there. I think it's also allowed for a lot of creativity. We've had the opportunity to really utilize social media and live events in order to advertise walk. A couple examples that I can think of off the top of my head is we had a theme for Brain Health Month in June. In June, we had a series of events that were live, mixture of yoga and meditation and cooking classes. So with all these events, we got people to sign up on Zoom to participate. One of those examples, just being creative, however we can, since we can't meet in person. In terms of the walk being everywhere, I think it's great. My parents personally have to drive out from East Bay to join the SF walk. So for them, it's easier. It
Yeah,
is
no driving.
no driving. Exactly. Save the earth a little bit.
Good.
Aside from that, though, I think it might actually raise more awareness in different parts of the city. Instead of just the Embarcadero seeing thousands of shirts walking, you'll see people in purple shirts walking in different neighborhoods throughout the city. So
All
that
over. Yeah.
spread more awareness than before. Yeah, so
That's
overall,
great.
it's definitely a learning experience. And I think moving forward for next year, we'll have a really great virtual presence as well as hopeful in-person presence as well.
Wouldn't that be nice? I'd love to be able to get
Yeah,
together in person.
both fingers crossed for
Yeah,
that.
we'll cross our toes and our fingers. One thing I was just sharing with Liam before our call is that in the Chronicle, the San Francisco Chronicle is our media sponsor for the San Francisco Walk this year. And there's been a really great series that they've been doing about doing the 49-mile scenic walk. For those of you who know it, it's a regular hit. It takes all day, it feels like, to do it in your car. But what they've done is they did a series of articles on how to break it down and do some walks. And so one suggestion we had was if you want to find a neat place to walk in the city, you might be able to pull that up on the Chronicle website and choose one of those little segments of that walk and have kind of a special day walking San Francisco and raising awareness at the same time. Now, what's going to happen with the Promise Garden, Liam? What did you guys end up doing with that? And maybe you could describe what that is, because not everybody knows what the Promise Garden is.
Yeah, so generally during the walks, each participant would take a flower. There's different colors depending on how you're affected, whether you have the disease yourself, whether you have someone in your family who has it, or if you just know someone who is affected by the disease. So normally everyone would pick a flower and then plant it in our set garden at the walk location. This year, since we can't gather with that many people in one place, we're going to have a Promise Garden in 3 locations for the SF Walk. The first is in San Francisco at Rincon Park. It's the beautiful park with the bow and arrow statue.
It's so cool.
And then there's 2 other locations. One is going to be in Oakland, and then one is in Berkeley. And you can find the exact location for those at the San Francisco Walk to End Alzheimer's website.
Very cool. So what are you most excited about with the walk? Are there anything in particular you're looking forward to?
I think in general, people are everyone's staying inside lately, and just having an opportunity and something you can actually look forward to weeks in advance to get outside and get some fresh air and exercise. And you might not see that many people, but even if you see someone with a purple shirt, across on the other side of the street, it's just heartwarming and it'll make you feel good. And yeah, I just like having something planned to do. Really, that's cool. My favorite part.
And who do you walk for? Are you walking in honor of someone, or what's your reason for walking?
Yeah, so I walk for my grandmother. She has a form of dementia, Lewy body.
Oh,
Um, the difficult part for myself and my parents that she lives in Ireland. So um, half my family's in Ireland, half is in the US. And in this case, she's, 2,500 miles away.
yeah.
So we don't really get to see her or speak with her as much as we'd like to. So being able to help out from, from a distance is it's all I can do right now. And I'm happy I'm able to do it.
Oh, well, we're really glad that you're involved and doing this in honor of your grandmother. I'm sorry that she has Lewy body dementia. My mother passed away with Lewy body dementia um, almost 2 years ago. So it's tough. It's tough when you're right there with the person, and I can imagine how hard it is being all the way across the globe from your grandmother. So we're really glad that you've decided to volunteer and get involved in this way. Now, I understand you also do this through work, right? And because you're at Salesforce?
Yeah. So when I joined the walk committee, Jill, the director of the SF walk, actually introduced me to two other individuals at Salesforce who had participated in years past. So I worked with them, and we've actually kind of built up a pretty good SF following at Salesforce. So this year we actually created a national team for the first time. So hoping to expand that as the years go on.
Yeah.
We have weekly wellness talks. So we're hoping to eventually get people from the Alzheimer's Association to talk at one of those wellness talks. Yeah, it's future plans, but we got a lot of people helping me out, and
Awesome.
with as many people as there are at that company, that many more people are affected by the disease themselves in some way or another. So getting a lot of support there.
Well, wonderful. Thank you, Liam. And we're so grateful to get to work with Salesforce. Truly, your colleagues, you and your colleagues have allowed us to do things that we hadn't been able to do before. So we're grateful for you and all of our corporate partners. And the San Francisco Walk is a real leader in that regards and trying to get companies involved. So you chose a good one, a really great walk. Well, let's talk about some of the specifics of the San Francisco Walk. We've got lots to celebrate already, and we've got some early leads here in terms of the top family team is the Andresen family, and you know the captain of Team Andresen, I think, because it's your committee chair, Marcia Howard. Marcia is amazing. We are so fortunate to have her as our lead on the San Francisco Walk. And thank you to Marcia for not only being the chair, but at this point, the top team captain, family team captain in the whole walk, having raised over $25,000 so far. And her team has raised over 25,000, and Marcia alone has raised 22,000 and counting. So yay, Marcia. And by the way, I got your call, and yes, I will donate more. I got a personal call from Marcia encouraging me to hit that next level. So I will do that for you and for everybody facing Alzheimer's. I also want to do a shout out for Millet Ko. Did I pronounce it Millet? Millet. Is that right, Liam?
Yeah, Millet.
Thank you. Millette Koo, who is our co-chair. Thank you so much. And to everybody, including Liam and the whole committee who's been working on this. We have a corporate challenge, and we're really excited to see these numbers. So we have a little challenge out there to see who can be the #1 corporate team. And so far it's Cisco, and you can see the picture of Ian Murray and his colleagues from Cisco here at a past walk. This would have been last year. And they're at almost $74,000. Dolby Labs, also another amazing corporate team at over $41,000. Yay, Dolby Labs. And Disney, ABC, 7 KGO TV. Look at those numbers, over $22,000. Google, this is the best showing we've had from our Google team, and we're so psyched to see you in it. Over 17,000 and almost to 10,000. MUFG, thank you to these top 5 teams and all the teams, including Salesforce and lots of others who are involved in this. Now there, you have a little more time, I think. The challenge ends November 10th. So whoever's number one on November 10th will be named the champion of the corporate challenge. Very excited to see that. So thanks to everybody who's participating. If you would like your company to get involved, it's not too late. You can still register for the San Francisco Walk. You can get involved in any walk right now because it is virtual. People can walk from anywhere. We'd love for you to join. If you missed your local walk, join the San Francisco Walk and do it in your neighborhood. And don't forget about next year too. So we'd love to have you involved in that. So now I want to shift gears before I get into upcoming education events. You know, Liam mentioned how his grandmother has Lewy body dementia, and I wanted to talk about another type of dementia that the Alzheimer's Association helps, and that is people living with frontotemporal lobe dementia. Now, oftentimes this type of dementia affects people who are a bit younger, and so it can be even harder to get diagnosed. And frankly, it can be hard to get diagnosed with Alzheimer's or Lewy body dementia, and frontal lobe dementia can be very challenging. Now, the thing that's tricky about frontal lobe dementia is not one type of dementia. It actually has different subtypes, and the types are quite different from one another. So if you find out that your loved one or a friend has frontotemporal lobe dementia, you won't really know much unless you know what subtype they have. Some of them, like there's one called the behavioral variant of frontotemporal dementia, and that affects more behaviors. And people can end up having problems with their relationships. They can end up doing things that they wouldn't have normally done. And they can even get into trouble with the law because they end up doing things that are inappropriate or illegal even. So that's one type of frontal lobe dementia. Another one is completely different, and it's called primary progressive aphasia. And this one affects people's ability to speak and to comprehend. And so it doesn't tend to have behavioral issues or where the person ends up doing things that are inappropriate, if you will, but more that they struggle with speaking. And then there are some that involve more motor symptoms. So there's actually, I won't go through all of them, but if you're interested in getting more information about frontal lobe dementia, go to our website and we'll put a link here at alz.org. We have fact sheets on all these different types of dementia so that you can get more information about the diagnosis, the causes, and the treatments, because the treatments and the progression of these diseases are different. But regardless of the kind of dementia you're facing, the Alzheimer's Association is there to help you. So our whole name is Alzheimer's and Related Disorders Association. And our work is about helping people with all different types of dementia. So we are here to help you regardless of the type of dementia that you have. And we're happy to help. So there's some excellent upcoming educational events, all virtual, on November 7th. So on Saturday, same day as the San Francisco Walk, we have our virtual Alzheimer's Caregiver and Wellness Conference. So you can register online for that and get a Zoom link to be able to participate. The following weekend, we have our African American Alzheimer's Forum, again virtual. Check that out. And we have the same day our program, our Unsung Heroes in Mandarin, and you can register for that as well. So check those out. Share that with friends. If you know friends who you think would be interested, please let them know. They're all free of charge, and we're there to help provide timely, helpful information. Oops, I already covered the frontal lobe dementia. Our next live event is going to be on November 20th at 12:30, and we're going to focus on LGBT caregiver health with our board member, Marcy Edelman, who you can see here. And you can check this out at facebook.com/Alzheimer's California. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Liam. Good luck on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And to everyone who hasn't signed up yet, sign up and go out and walk with us.
It's not too late. We'd love to have you. Take lots of pictures and videos, and we'll load them all up and we'll have this shared experience. So good luck on Saturday, Liam. And thank you all for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.